Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start to bevel the top and the bottom. So we're going to select this object, tab into edit mode. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to alt click this. We're going to control B. We're going to bevel it on the inside a little bit. And then we're going to come here and alt click this. We're going to control B. Bevel it a little bit more right here. Just make it smooth. So about 5 should be good right here. And now when we tab, it should look smooth. Okay, it looks smooth. Cool. Pretty good. Okay, now we're going to tab back into edit mode. We're going to come down here, alt click this. We're going to control B. We're going to bevel this right here. We're going to make it smooth. Boom. And if you're having trouble, like if it's overlapping, then make sure you click this check mark right here. It'll clamp the overlap down. So it doesn't overlap anymore. Right? So just select clamp overlap. Good. Okay, so that's good. Now let's tab. Looks smooth. Cool. Okay, if you wanted to make this smoother, actually what you can do is you can just tab into object mode, and then go to modifier, and then go to subdivision surface modifier. And that will smooth it out more, right? It looks good. If you can get the same result with less subdividing, probably do that one. So I'd probably 2 and 2 would be okay. 2 and 2 looks good. It's smoothing it out very well here. I like it. It looks good. So that's how you can get it to look smoother. But if you want it to be smoother and you want like the modifiers to work properly, what you should probably do is you should make sure that you are using the normals right. Make sure that the normals are facing the correct direction. So anyways, that's how you do that. And if you want to thicken it up a little bit, what you could even do is you can add a solidify modifier, right? Like that. You can do that. Set this to 0. Beef it up a little bit. Cool. Okay, so you can apply this modifier. Same settings. Okay, so after adding the modifiers here, the solidify one, and changing the offset to 0, thickness to 0.03, fill, and then adding the subdivision with these settings, then the lid's gonna look like this. Okay, that looks good in object mode, the main thing. So if you wanted to like readjust this, you could just, if you tab right now, it's gonna show it all funky, right? You could reduce thickness to help you see and then raise it back up, or you can get rid of the modifier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna just reduce the thickness. I'm gonna press, I'm gonna come up here to X-ray, toggle this on up there, and then I'm gonna select these down here in the bottom, and then I'm gonna press G and then Z to bring this down more, because I want the rim to actually be a lot thicker than what it is. I'm gonna turn this off here. I'm gonna tab back in edit mode, and what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna raise this up back to 0.03. Tab back into object mode. Okay, so now you got the top right, how you wanted it to be, right? So got the solidify modifier, the subdivision modifier on there. So now we're gonna work the bottom. So let's just come down here. We're not gonna add any modifiers down here, at least until we're done beveling. So just come down here to the bottom and then tab into edit mode, and we're just gonna bevel right now. So just Alt click right here, then Control B, move it out, roll your mouse wheel forward or backwards to increase or decrease the amount of segments in the bevel. Okay, so I think, let's see. I think that's good right there. So in the bottom left, should have edges. You should have clamp overlap on, and I'm at 600 on the shape. -1 material index and 7 segments. The width is 0.133 if you want to be exactly on mine, but you can mess with these settings and kind of customize it however you think it should be, however you think it should look, whatever you like, right? Anyways, so now I'm going to bevel on this. So I'm going to alt click here and I'm going to Control B, and I'm going to move it a little bit up, and I'm just going to smooth this out. So I'm going to reduce the amount, leave myself left myself a little bit of room here to make this smooth on the inside a little bit. I'm going to do that right there. Tab. Okay, that's good. If I need to, I'll add a subdivision surface modifier down there. Okay, so tab back in edit mode, alt click this edge, Control B. I'm going to bevel this out probably like right. Maybe I want this one flat, actually. Just give it a cool look. Adjust it however you think you would want it to be. You could even adjust like it to be in or out with the shape. So there you go. So I think that looks really cool right there. So I'm going to bevel it in a little bit right there. Let's see how it looks in object mode. Okay, cool. I like it. I like it. Tab back in edit mode. Alt click here, Control B, bevel this little edge right here. Spread it out a little bit, adjust this, give it a little bit of a bump. So now it should look really smooth down here. Cool, I like that. That's nice. Okay, so I'm gonna tab back into edit mode. And so that's what it looks like, the bottom of the cup. So I'd imagine a logo would probably go right here. So that'd be cool. So that's nice. Before I actually exit out of here, I want to adjust this edge, and I'm going to Control B. Bring that all the way in like that. Okay, now tab in object mode, see how it looks, and it looks good to me. I like it. I think the bottom is awesome. Okay, so now just redo this just in case. Origin to geometry down here. Okay, so now real quick, if you think that you wanted to actually make it a little bit wider wherever or on the top specifically, just go into object mode and then shift click whatever objects you want to adjust, and then I'm going to shift click this one, and I'm going to shift click the lid too. Okay, and now I'm going to tab into edit mode, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to x-ray mode, toggle that on, and I'm going to select all of these at the top, right? Make sure they're all selected. And then I'm going to press S, scale it out a little bit, and then I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to tab back in object mode, click off here, get rid of x-ray mode, and look at it. And I think that looks a little bit better, so I'm going to go with that. But that's how you would readjust right there. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is we can start. You're gonna come to the bottom, gonna select this, and we're gonna tab into edit mode, and we're gonna turn on X-ray, and we're going to select everything on the bottom. Careful not to select the face up here. Everything on the bottom, because this is going to be the bottom part of the mesh. And we're going to press P and separate by selection. Then we're going to tab into object mode, click off, turn off X-ray mode. Now we're going to select the bottom here. We're going to tab back into edit mode, and we're going to select all of the faces down here on the very bottom. So we're going to go over here, and then we're going to hold Shift and Alt, and we're going to click these faces on the sides, not straight up and down, but on the sides to go around. On the sides to go around, because if you click right here, it's going to go vertical, so we don't want to do that. So we're going to, on the sides, let me restart this now since I showed that. So side, 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 side. Yeah, so just make sure that you click on the sides, right on the sides pretty much. Otherwise, it's going to go straight up and down, vertical, and you don't want that because it'll be really annoying. So just select all of these right here like that. Okay, so and now you're on the bottom face. So, okay, last part, now P, and then separate by selection. Okay, now that it's separated by selection, you can move it around, it's different, right? But the reason why you want to separate once again is because you're going to use different textures. Like this is going to be a metal texture, and then this is going to be like another texture, and then probably the center here, just tab back in and select this face, and then press P and separate this by selection, and that's probably going to be where like a logo would go. Okay. Okay, so now after that, I would just reset the origins for all of them. Set the origin for that, reset the origin to geometry for that, set the origin to geometry for that, and now everything should be lined up. Boom, boom, boom. Looks good. Everything looks good. Okay. Reset the origin for this one. Boom. Okay, cool. So everything looks right. Okay, so now you have all your origins set. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add the subdivision surface modifier to the bottom. Boom. Smooth that out. Give it 2. Maybe 3. 2 is good enough. We're going to go with 2. And then we're going to select this one. And this one probably doesn't actually need it, but we're going to see. If you don't like the way that looks, you can grab these. All of these. Hold on. Now, we're going to now we're going to add the subdivision surface modifier here. So modifiers, add modifier, subdivision surface modifier. Boom. Same thing. Boom. Just to be consistent. Okay, and now as you can see, there is the red right here. Show like the normals, but they're fine. The problem is we have a subdivision surface modifier on all these and not on this. Not on this. So we're going to go over here to modifiers. We're going to add modifier, and we're going to go to subdivision surface, and we're going to keep it the same as the other one. So we're going to go to be consistent all the way around. No solidify necessary, and keep that way. Okay, so now this is pretty consistent. Yeah, looks good. All right, so that's gonna be like that for now. Okay, so I'm satisfied with the general structure of this object, so I'm gonna leave this like that for now, and I'm gonna add material to the object. So now I'm going to Shift A and add image as planes. If you don't know how to do this, it's very easy. Come up here to preferences and edit and go to add-ons and then just type in planes and you just select this checkbox and you'll be fine, and then you can do what I'm about to do right now. So just make sure you save, autosave, save preferences down there, then exit out of here when you're ready. Okay, so now you have that add-on enabled. So now Shift A and then go to image and go to image as planes. And now find where you have your stuff saved. So I'm going to go with Blender textures for right now, and I'm going to go with leather and black for right now. And I'm going to import these in. GZ, I'm going to bring them up just so I can see them. And RX90 to rotate them towards me. Now the reason why you can't see these is because you have to be in this mode or this mode. You can't see them with this shading. Okay, so if they're transparent when you import them, you can come down here to materials or material properties and then turn off show backface, and then come over here to this one and turn off, well, this one's already off. Oh, wait, never mind. Come down here to this one and then turn off show backface. Yeah. Okay, so now that that's off, you're good to go. So I'm going to take these and X, and I'm going to move them over here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add actually another thing. So I'm going to add image as plane GZ RX9. Okay, and then GZ more. And that looks good. But again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to materials. If you need to, if you don't need to, then don't worry. But I'm just telling you that you can do this. And also, if you don't want to turn this off, then you can turn this to opaque. I'm going to actually move this all the way over here. Okay, now I need a metal texture, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna make the metal texture in here and then just use those. That's gonna be the top, that's gonna be the bottom. This is gonna be on the actual cup. Okay. And also you can import like tiny text. You can import like labels and stuff, so you can bring them in here and then attach them also, but you could, instead of doing it the way that I'm about to show you, instead of doing it with like shrink wrap right here, then you can just duplicate. And I don't really like shrink wrap on objects that aren't like completely flat. So I like to duplicate if I'm gonna add images or anything onto something that's not completely flat. Like this is not like straight. It comes down at an angle, so I'm gonna use duplicate on this, but on the bottom, this is completely flat. So if it was like text, like small text, a label or something like that, then I would definitely just do the shrink wrap on there. Okay, anyways, now I'm gonna get to this. Okay, so now before I continue, let's adjust the lighting a little bit. So select your light, make it point, and let's bump this up to like 1500. So let's go with like 1500 in the lights, specular 1 radius, 0.25 on the radius. Keep the shadow, keep all that like that. And let's turn off, make sure that this is checked on the scene world, and then this one is also checked. We're not going to use the scene world because it kind of messes with the way that the metal reflects, because it ends up just kind of like reflecting the world. So anyways, so we're going to create our own material here. So we're going to click the top up here and we're going to go to new. And we're going to, what you can do is you can do glass and then keep it here. And you can change the roughness up or down, and then the IR you can change a little bit to make it look a little bit more metallic. So I'm probably gonna go with like 15 around there. So we'll just do 15 right on. And it looks pretty good, pretty metallic right there. And then the roughness, we're going to change that a little bit. We're going to bring that up to, bring it to about 3. That looks better. Looks like it has a better shine to it. Actually, let's reset our light. So let's go 2000 on the light. Let's see, that looks better. Right. We're going to come back here. Turn that off. Okay, so that looks pretty good right there, like that. Now what we're gonna do is, if you wanted to do it that way, you can do it that way. If not, you can go back to. If not, we can. Let's just get rid of this material. We'll create another one. It's still gonna be saved here if you want to come back to it. It's gonna be material right there. Anyway, we'll create a new one, and we're just gonna mess with these settings. And principle, the metallic, we're gonna raise that up to nearly the top, and then we're gonna lower the roughness to like 260. Looks pretty good. Maybe we'll go with 0.350, 0.35, enter. And that looks pretty good right there. Let's see what it looks like with the scene world. Okay, good. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we can really mess with the lighting and adjust the materials later, like the ones that we create later. But now what we're gonna do is